Hey guys, welcome back to
He was feeling rockerish.
I
I don't know
see.
why. I just feel like we should just do every genre. This
Okay.
way. We've done hip hop. We've done a little art. We do R&B most consistently.
Okay.
Next time, maybe we should try classical.
Okay.
I'll work on it.
Okay.
It's a bad idea.
maybe a
It's
little jazz.
not like my.
We could
Sorry, guys. Welcome back.
We can scat.
Sweet vibe,
Scenarios,
sweet
get that.
I like it. I
love
it.
it. I
Let's
love
do
it.
jazz instead.
Let's do that.
Okay,
Let's
we'll
do that.
save classical for later.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's do that.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to our current real lovers, and shout out to all the new real lovers. Yes, you're listening. You're part of the gang, almost. But if you want to be a part of the gang, you guys subscribe, like, comment, do all those things that help us grow. It means a lot
Easy.
to us, but it's free to you.
Very free to you. Very easy to you. And yeah, do it. Now, pause. We'll be here.
Yes, we will be here. How are you doing, Rhonda?
I'm good.
That's good.
I'm good. I feel good. My skin feels supple.
Mm.
You told me you didn't even notice I didn't have on makeup. Y'all
did
better
not.
say the same thing in them comments. Okay. But I feel great. Thanks,
That's
Dre.
good.
How are you feeling?
I'm doing well. Things are going well. Blessed. Just blessed.
Amen.
Every day comes with its trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
But you know what? God's there.
God
And
is
he's
there.
moving.
Yes, he
And
is.
he's working.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't nothing to be mad
He
about.
working it out for you.
He is.
Mhm.
He is.
It's one of my favorites.
My wife and I, Bree, as if you guys don't know, we're gonna start. We've been practicing. Let you know.
Time for a bambino.
Yeah, but we gonna actually take it to the field, go live with this thing. So next month.
Shucky now.
Looking for that. Shout out to our friend Shauna Angela who just had their baby, Raina
my gosh,
Rose.
got a pretty little
Hannah.
stinker butt baby. I'm sorry. I definitely am that person
Yes.
that goes full on baby talk.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
You one of them people
For sure. Especially when they're like that. Like they so little when you pick them up and
I'd
their
be scared.
feet, their legs are all crunched up.
I'd be scared.
Yeah.
I've like touched their legs, hands.
But I don't want to
But
hold
like
it though.
1 week, 2 weeks, nah, dog. I need you to be able to hold your head up first. 'Cause I remember I held my goddaughter, India, my boy Sage, his daughter and his twins. And it had to be like the first couple of days. And I ain't never held a baby that small before.
Yeah.
Man, head just,
Yeah.
I ain't know I had to
You ain't know
support.
you supposed to support the head. Where was the mom?
I thought she wasn't there.
See?
But
Obviously.
his mom was there, but I didn't know.
That's how.
And I thought I damn near broke the baby's neck. Because the
all
baby
right.
like
It's all
just
right.
neck fell
Maybe
back.
okay.
But I also watch out, like my wife and I, we had a really nice date night. the
You
other
did.
night.
Oh my
Yes.
God. I saw it. I was in both y'all DMs like, this is so cute. I love this. And I was like, Brie, and he remembered the glasses.
That was the clutch thing.
That
to
was
where-
the clutch
But we
thing.
saw Shrek the musical. For those in the DMV, Tyson's has a Broadway.
Very
So
cute.
it's like really cool. They showing Chicago.
Mhm.
They're doing like some other shows. So if like you're ever out there, it's a nice area, a nice little Broadway show.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I loved her face.
Everybody else had their kid there. I had my kid too.
I love that. Now I had my kid too. That's all right. It's your baby.
It's always fun when you could turn back the clock for somebody. Like they can go back to that youthful, more younger just mindset. Because that's when we were more free, more fun. Like we had less worries. Whenever you could turn that back for people and give them a nostalgia, it's always a good feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you just like thinking about that. It's just, again, it doesn't have to be grand in the sense of like flying in something and spending all this money. Listen and pay attention,
know
and you
your
can
person.
easily surprise your person in an amazing way if you just pay attention.
Very true.
It'd be the little things like
Little
Shrek
things.
the musical, priceless.
Wouldn't have worked for maybe somebody else, but for my
Yeah,
person,
take
it
them
worked.
to something else. Maybe they don't like Shrek. Maybe they want to see Chicago. Maybe they want to see a movie the opening night. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's little silly stuff that like goes a long way. So great job. Good
Thank
job
you.
for her.
Appreciate
I
it.
said to Bree, that's my dog. That's my dog.
That's that dog.
God not touch that dog. No, sweetie, you can't touch this dog. All right. Well, let's read some love that I thought was just so sweet. We love hearing from our real lovers. Like when y'all leave comments, when you leave us reviews, like I said, and like Dre said, it's free to you, but it means so much to us. So I'm gonna read this comment because it is about Dre, and it would have been kind of weird for him to read it. This is from Courtney Jeffries. She says, I have so much respect for Dre. I love his demeanor, how relaxed and thoughtful he is, even when he speaks of his wife. You can tell that he's been through some things and learned lessons. Dre is awesome.
I appreciate you,
Very
Courtney.
nice.
I appreciate that.
Yes, yes, yes,
I try to
yes.
be a relaxed individual. And yeah, I love my wife.
Yeah.
And I have been through some things.
Mm-hmm.
But
you learned.
What is that Kelly Clarkson? What doesn't kill you make you stronger? I know she didn't coin it, but she made the song.
Yes, yes. Definitely a big old hit.
Yeah.
Big old hit. That was great, love. Thank you, Courtney, for that.
Kelly
and
can
listen.
sing too. That's a thing. That's a little side off, but
we need to have a little sideshow about music.
Yeah, because
maybe
Rhonda
that's
and
in
I
our
could
future.
definitely do
We
that.
could go.
Yeah.
We could go. We could talk.
Yes.
We could definitely talk between the singing and just the lyrics and just all the stuff. We could definitely go. All right. Well, thank you again, Courtney. We love that, and we appreciate you. Let's get into our real life love scenario. So I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast. I can't remember which episode it was, but I'm pretty sure it was on Patreon.
Okay.
And so if you don't have it, you probably won't see this because it's not like a clip that was viral. But it just made me think about this discussion, and I wanted to bring it to you.
Okay.
So Melissa said that one of her friends told her several years after it happened that she slept with someone that Melissa used to sleep with. Now, I want to be super specific. Melissa made it clear that the guy was not her man. That was not her boyfriend. It was just somebody she was kicking it with. She had sexual relations with them. And her homegirl were friends during this particular time. And she would tell her homegirl, like, it was good. You know, she was enjoying her time with this guy. So the friend slept with him years later, not while Melissa was sleeping with him.
Okay.
But never mentioned it while it was actively happening.
Okay.
Just slept with him. Actually slept with him on a trip that they all were on together. So what I gather from it is Melissa and the guy remained cool enough to be on a trip somewhere together. And this homegirl was invited. She was there too. And at some point on the trip, homegirl gets missing. Melissa calling her like, where is she? What the hell did she go? Blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, she was missing because she was with homeboy. And they was having sex on the trip. So in my mind, I'm trying to figure out two questions. One, is it okay for you to sleep with one of your friends' former booty calls without asking them, like no discussion? You just do it because, well, the person didn't really mean anything to them. And then two, if you decide to do it and you don't necessarily ask for permission, is it weird that you wouldn't share, even though y'all are active friends? You talk about other things, but you just didn't mention the fact that you're sleeping with someone that I used to sleep with. Like, is the friend wrong on both sides?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question. Is it wrong? I think just as a friend. It's like I said last episode. First, we got to define friend. What is a friend? You know what I mean? Like, like how close are we to this person?
She said that she loves this person with her whole heart because they asked the same thing on the podcast. Like, this your friend? She like, no, like, this is my girl. Like, I love her. Like, this is my girl.
Okay. So I think it's just courtesy to say, you know, I am engaging with this person, or even before, if you see it going in that way, you communicate like, this is where it's going. Yeah. You know, and you leave it open for them to express how they feel. Not even necessarily asking for permission, but saying like, I want to do this. This is how it's going. Would you feel any type of way type thing? But you got to be conscious. You know, you talking to your friend. I'm sure she laid out a very descriptive experience that she had. She probably also expressed that she was not taking this person serious, did not see a future with this person. It was just fun. So sometimes in somebody's mind, it's like, oh, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. And you telling me it's amazing. I'm only gonna hear that about how many times before I might dip my toe in and see if it's just as good as you say it is.
Y'all nasty. I can't. I'm gonna let you finish though. Go ahead.
But I still think it causes more issues not saying anything if that's your friend and you value a relationship. Than if you just say something. Rhonda and I just dealt with this the other day. I communicated something to her that she could care less about,
Right.
but just as a friend, I ain't want it to
Courtesy.
be an issue, and I ain't want you to see it or find out about it, not through me, but through something else.
Yes.
So as a courtesy, I reached out to you,
Yeah.
told you. You was like, yeah, I don't care. But I was like,
At all. Yeah.
it would have been an issue in my mind if you saw something and you was like, oh, didn't know that was happening.
Yeah. And you know what else that taught me or showed me? That if I'm in that same situation, I would extend you the same courtesy, right? Because I would think you wouldn't care in that specific thing outside of like making sure it's cool, like who's going to be exposed to these things, because stuff is expensive and you just don't want to have the wrong people in the wrong setting.
Yeah.
But yes, that's one. I've really appreciated you being so courteous in that way, but it just speaks to who you are as a friend. You know what I mean? Like you do care about the potential fallout of something. And I just felt like in this story, her homegirl just didn't. But again, I'll let you.
No, that's I think it's courteous to say. I mean,
yeah,
wrong. I don't know. The rules of your relationship dictate if that's wrong or not. Men, not so much. Like men, like when I was in college, which was a different point in my life. Like, yeah, there was what is it called? Eskimo brothers. Yeah, that happened a lot.
Yeah,
like a lot. Almost like 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 it sounds
like
bad.
You should like I'm
like
referring
like
her to
go
you.
ahead. Like,
you should do it. It was great.
It was great. Like
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I would
Make
recommend.
sure she give you the Wednesday night special. Crazy. Oh man.
Sometimes it was that, but I mean that's her choice too. I mean, especially if you're dealing with teammates on the team, like you know they know each other. You know that's you trying to experience something too. So it's not like it's one sided in that nature. But men tend to care less if it's openly expressed, like I don't care about this. But if that is my homeboy, especially like if I was in adulthood, I think that I would communicate to, you know, my close friend that this was a thing.
Yeah.
But if it's not like a friend, like close friend, an associate, somebody I know, then probably like,
probably not.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
To an associate.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Let's put it that way. I'm not surprised. I have not had this experience.
Okay.
And I have had a hard stance on this for as long as I can remember. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm in the minority. I feel like if I have touched it, licked it, it's no. Like, why are we sharing people? What's the point of that? I just don't get it. And I also think it's crazy. Like I hear it, but I think it's because it's a cautionary tale. But I think it's very crazy that I can't tell my homegirl that the sex that I'm having with this guy is good out of fear that she's going to want it.
I mean, you could tell her. But if you selling something to be life-changing.
I'm not selling it. I'm just talking to you about it.
But if you are talking about something that's life-changing, somebody might want that experience. That's just a risk you got to take. It don't matter if you tell somebody this restaurant is great. If you tell somebody this trip was great. If you telling somebody this is life-changing, best you've ever had, best in the world, you can't blame the mind to start wondering. Now, are all friends going to take up on that? And no, that doesn't mean that, but I'm just saying the mind goes where it goes. And if you painting this picture, and especially if you expressing like, I do not see a future with this person, this is just fun. So then they categorizing it in their head like, oh, she ain't even serious about this person anyway. It's purely physical, nothing emotional.
Right.
Not saying it's right, but I'm just saying is that
I don't like that.
You painting that picture. But what you gotta stop doing, because I used to tell dudes this in college. And we used to always tell this with teammates. We used to tell this to our young boys too. Like, you know, when you got older and our older guys our old heads told us this, you know, it's like, don't fake like it's not an issue and you don't like the person, because if you say this person is somebody you don't really like and it's just this, don't be mad when somebody come along and get with her, after you. Like, if you like somebody and it bothers you, say that. Like, express it, communicate it.
Yep.
Don't try to act all cool like it don't bother you, or somebody where like, I don't care about. If it bother you, express it. Because like you say, we talk about friends in this thing. Like, not strange. Like, if it's a friend, express it. Like, there's even been times to where I've expressed to somebody's like, I'm talking to this person, I'm pursuing this person. And I see, one of my homeboys like trying to pursue her too. And I'm like, listen, this is a situation. If you want me to step back because you really trying to, I'll step back. But just let you know that I'm, trying to put in some work right here.
Yeah.
And it's like, just communicate that, because I actually am feeling this person. So I just need to know, because I ain't trying to compete and do this at the same time. So I'm going to let you know this where it's at. You let me know how you want to move forward, and then we move forward that way. It's an easy conversation to have.
Yeah, yo, I am literally, maybe I'm in the minority. I just don't understand this at all. I've experienced it from the other end. A friend of mine wanted to mess with somebody that I used to mess with.
Okay.
And she came and asked me if she could do that. And my answer to her was, you're an adult. You could do whatever you want to do, but your choice will alter our relationship.
That's fair.
Like, totally.
That's fair.
So, yes. But what I will say about it, the question itself bothered me. Why are you asking me, can you mess with somebody that I used to mess with?
The worst thing somebody can say is no. There ain't nothing wrong with asking.
Yeah, see, you
have an issue with somebody asking.
Listen, let me say this. I have maybe high standards for friendship. I have no desire to sleep with anybody that you slept with, was in a relationship with. If I have knowledge of it, I don't care if he fine. You told me that the sex was good. Like, I could get a fine guy with good sex elsewhere. He's not the only one. Why do I have to do the one you were doing? That to me is just weird. I do not understand it. I never will understand it. I just won't. Unless my friend was like, you know what? I was messing with this guy and like, he was cool and all, but I feel like he would be better for you. Maybe, just maybe in that situation, because she's saying it's just not a good mix.
Would you feel different if somebody that you was just messing around with, they actually want to take like serious and think they have a true connection with that person?
No, it's a problem for me either way, because how do you know you want to take somebody serious when you don't know them?
Like, you go have your husband and you gonna be down a friend.
Period. Facts. Big facts. That's the exact answer. Knock yourself out, dog. Like, if you want it that bad, because to me that's just strange. Like, why are we sharing humans
so
in that way?
So you think it's wrong for just asking?
Why do you want to do it? Why?
I'm just asking.
But why do you want that?
Because it's been some time.
Because they that fine, they that whatever.
What if it's been like 3 years?
I don't care.
You ain't talked to the person. I ain't talked to the person.
Because they're a stranger now.
I
to
moved
me
to
and
a different
you.
place. Now
Yep.
I see they work next to me and I'm like, hey, what's going on? We end up catching up and it's like, oh, like this is, and they ask, how Ron doing? I ain't talked to her in like years. Like, how, and kind of build something that's like, maybe she won't care because we got a little connection.
No, you don't. You just spoke. That's not a connection.
I'm just saying, like, over time they see the person and then they like, after months or something, they like, maybe she won't care because it's been a long time. That was like a small, like a thing they did, like a little fling.
Yeah.
Wasn't something serious. I'm going to come and ask her, like, would you care if we did it? I don't think there's nothing wrong with asking.
Yeah, fine. I'm not into it. Yes, if you really do want to do it, you should ask. I agree with that advice.
Yes.
But for me, I am going to intake that as you have a problem with loyalty.
The answer no.
Yeah.
Just in general.
I interpret you as a person that lacks loyalty. You don't have a strong sense of it. Because why would you even know? I have a lot of girlfriends. Lots of them. I'm really sitting here trying to think, like, I don't even see them that way. It's weird. Like, they're guys, anybody that they slept, again, not a one night stand. Nobody really talks about one night stands. Like, they don't come up in conversation. But if you've been booty calling with this dude for 3 months, 2 months, and you're mentioning him to me, nothing about him makes me think, like, even if I ran into him later,
so if
I
it was
would
like one or two
think,
times that you wouldn't care that you were involved with somebody. Like, it wasn't nothing really serious.
Me,
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's too many people in the world. Like,
Yeah.
why do we have to share bodies?
What
Like,
if
if
it
we
wasn't?
haphazardly share bodies, fine. Sometimes you just don't know. But if I know, why would I sleep with him?
What if it was somebody you dated and liked, but y'all never slept together, and maybe y'all talked for like 2 months, 3 months, and but it just kind of ended up fizzling out for a reason. But you liked them, thought it was something, but y'all never slept together. Was
I
sleeping
mean,
together the like
no, because I just think it's dating. I think it's
okay.
dating. So maybe in that situation, it just depends on how far things got in 2 months. I know you said no sex, but I don't know. I don't understand it. I never will understand it. The need to share humans. There are too many of them around. Like, why do we have to have dated the same guys? Why do we have to sleep with the same guys? Why are we doing that? It's no need for that. Asking me permission to sleep with someone or date someone that I used to date. Why, sis? Like, you need help? Because I could just look. Why not just hook you up with somebody else? It's just I don't like engaging or going towards things that I know could potentially be awkward, right? Like, if you and this guy are kicking it and me and you are friends, if he really like y'all really start kicking it, not even on some getting in a relationship stuff, just he's around a lot. Now he gonna be at game night and it's like to me, I'm always gonna look at him as that's a guy I was doing it to.
Can they be friends?
Yeah, they could be homies. I mean, like, they can be friends in the sense of like, hey, what's up? We in a social setting, but like friends as in what?
Rhonda, like no
No,
contact.
it's
I don't want
done.
you near.
And I'm
I
telling
don't
you,
want you
to my friends that
talking to
listen
him.
and watch. Matter of fact, to the anybody, tell me what y'all think. Are you more like Dre,
I'm
where you
just
just
curious.
don't care
More
anymore?
like Dre. I ain't saying that I do or don't care. I'm just saying that I'm just trying to get your. I don't think asking is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people. So all right, I'm married now, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Been in a relationship for 6 years now, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got to specify that for some of
Yeah.
the other people that don't. They don't rock that way. They got different type of relationships. But I have had somebody that I dated that my homeboy dated a few years later, right?
Did you feel away?
Nah, I told him like, go ahead.
So
like,
what we
do your
talking
thing.
about?
So that's what I'm saying. It's like but I'm like, I've slept with somebody that I wouldn't say was a friend, but
Y'all were acquaintances in a
we were on the
mutual
same
circle.
team.
Okay.
But know each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, but I've done that. Didn't ask.
I think that's different.
Didn't tell.
Definitely think that's different. That's not friends.
As far as a friend, I've had some of my best friends that we have had relationships with the same woman. She was fully aware. We were all fully aware, and it was like, oh, cool.
Yep. I think it's more common for guys. I really, really do. I think men care about it less. I'm not saying never, but I think men in general care about it less.
I think men typically will care about it if it's somebody that they actually like and care about. Or for some dudes, if you thought you bagged this bad like joint that's kind of like you did it and that was like your thing, and then somebody else come in and you want to be like, nah, that was just me. Like, you want to feel special. Like some dudes want to feel special. Like that was me. Like I put in the work. I got what But then if 2 or 3 other dudes come, but like one of your homeboys, then you don't feel as or a guy may not feel, because it doesn't apply to me or every man, but a guy may not feel as like I'm that dude if that happens. But
listen, at least you know with me, it's the rule is the rule. It's clear. It's not situational.
Nope.
It's not, if we are friends, nobody that I slept with, dated, was in a relationship with should be of interest to you. And I can assure you, nobody that you dated, slept with, or was of interest to you is like true interest, not like you liked them from afar. Nothing ever happened though.
Well, here's the next wrinkle for y'all at home and for Rhonda. You're now married. And somebody you messed with in the past, dated, slept with, whatever.
Yeah.
Now a friend is like, oh, I will, same situation, like having sex with them or doing whatever. Do you feel like it's wrong to hold on to that relationship and tell them no if you're already married to somebody else?
be clear, my issue with this situation has nothing to do with the person I used to date. I if I'm over them and I'm not seeing them anymore, it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with my friend.
Yeah, but you moved on. You married,
I moved
so it
on
don't
even if I
matter
did
what.
marry
So it
them.
don't. So even if you married, they
My
can't
issue
pick
is
up
with
your
my
old.
friend. It's not with the people. I don't
Oh,
care who
okay.
the people are. It's you, home. It's you, friend. It's the friendship that is in question. It's not the person. Because honestly, it's some people that I dated, child trash. In fact, you probably shouldn't date him. But if you want that, because he crazy as hell, and he a mess, he a liar, he a whatever. I mean, I could just be. I don't care about the people, the actual man that I'm not with anymore. It's my friend wanting to date somebody. And listen, if I'm in a relationship, I'm not gonna make a big stink about it in the sense of like beefing with my friend.
Yeah.
Just like I told my friend years ago, like, you can do with what you want. I can't tell you as an adult woman, you cannot do this. But I said this to her and him because they actually asked me at the
Together.
same time. We were all together. And I was just like, this is real crazy. Like, this is very crazy of y'all. Like, but y'all grown. And if you want to, knock yourself out. I'm not gonna mess with either of you like that. When it's all said and done, they never slept together. They
To your
did go out.
knowledge.
To my knowledge. But I actually think both of them would have been honest with me if they did it because they asked. They went out one time and that was it. And I felt that was shady. Still do to this day. Still do to this day. I'm
I don't
still
know.
friends with her.
You got you.
I'm still friends with her, but I did not like it.
I just feel like being married, I then relinquish like the ability to be like nah to anybody that I dated in the past. Now, I think it's also different for me if you engage in like a short like sexual relationship versus like you intimately like getting like building a relationship with somebody. I feel like that's like two different things. But yeah, I feel like being married when you enter to your relationship, it kind of, because then it's like, why you care about that?
Yeah, that's why I said I need to be clear. I don't care about them. I care about you, my friend. And like I said, I do have high friendship standards, but it's because I hold myself to them. So I'm only asking for what I'm going to do. Flat out, period, point blank. So shout out to Melissa, shout out to Dre, and all of y'all that can just be like, oh, friend, no biggie, have at it. I'm not them. I'm not mature enough.
Situation is
Sorry,
situational.
Guys. Yes. All right, let's jump into our real love scenario. Today, we hear from a young lady who wants to remain anonymous. She says, hello, I've been with my boyfriend for a little over a year now, but we haven't been seeing eye to eye lately. One being because he follows the opposite sex on social media. So that's one of the reasons why they haven't been seeing eye to eye. When I ask him why, he says it could be a number of reasons as to why he follows them. He thinks they are attractive, he likes their content, etc. But he doesn't think anything is wrong with that. I think it's one thing for the female to follow him first, but for him to seek out the attention first while in a relationship doesn't seem right to me. Liking multiple pictures, etc. Is this something I should be concerned about? To me, it's lusting over someone and seeking attention from other females while in a relationship, which is cheating, right? But to him, it's not that deep, air quotes. Another thing is he is a content creator, so when he does brand deals or events and I'm there, sometimes he introduces me and sometimes he doesn't. As his girlfriend, is this disrespectful or am I overreacting? I would love to hear your opinion. Well, thank you.
That last part sounds familiar, don't it?
Sure do. Sure do. And the gloves is off today because I'm tired. I'm very
Hit him
tired.
with the left. Hit him with the right.
Love. Tough love. Sometimes tough love is just required. But we got a couple of layers here. We have definitely talked about the social media thing, but I'm not surprised that it comes back up because it plays such a major part in relationships today, from stamping them to you measure behaviors on there. Like that becomes a new thing where before you didn't have to worry about that category. It's just be like, don't flirt with people in person. But now it's like, your behavior on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram is also being monitored.
Yes.
So I'm not surprised. And I go back and forth with this. But I want to hear what you think about it because you clearly are a man and you are a committed man.
Yes.
And I'm sure you follow women on social media.
I do.
Under what circumstances for women that you don't know do you follow women on social media? So not your friends, not your family members, not people that you do business with. Any other women that you follow, why would you be following them?
I only follow friends or people that I know, right? Past, high school, middle school, stuff like that. People that, and part of that criteria in that is also people's whose stuff I actually care to see. Right?
That part. That's like the main thing.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And then also business, like that, a business relationship, and maintaining those relationships, reaching out to people, different things like that. Those are truly like the only women that I follow. I feel weird if I see an attractive woman, which I do see on social media because I'm not blind.
Right.
And just following her just because she looks good. Bree would never know because she don't care.
Right.
She don't look at that stuff or anything. But just internally for me, I'd just be like, nah. The most that I might do is just send it to one of my single boys and be like, here you go.
Right.
It look like it say DM and V is in the parentheses. This might be the one you're looking for.
Slide.
Here. She in the city somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be the most I do, but like following, nah. Because what I'm gonna do it. I don't like teasing. That's why I don't like strip club. Like I don't like the tease. I like what I can have.
You like to look at what you can have.
Exactly. I want to have it.
Right.
I don't want the tease. So I don't get into that.
I just think that speaks to discipline and like, I don't know. I don't want to put morality on it because I think that's like too big of a word, but I just feel like it's respect. Like it's a respect for you, like not just for Brie before we even get into that, but like you're like, yo, I'm married. And like I'm in a relationship. I don't need to engage with that and see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I saw the post. Maybe it was on the Explore page or someone else shared it. I saw it. But to then follow, to keep seeing it is just kind of like, why? What's the point? And so I knew what Dre was going to say, but that's what I would want. I want a man who just doesn't need to do that. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you're not blind. So, and you're using this app. So I, of course, know you're going to see beautiful women and I'm sure you're going to look at them. In fact, you might tap that picture that you came across, go to her page, scroll, look at some other photos. I'm cool. I think all that's
I'm even just
fine and normal.
I'm very conscious about even the pictures that I like of the people I do know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm just like, that bathing suit picture, it's fire. You can objectively look at a picture and be like, that's fire.
Yeah, she looks nice.
She looks nice, right?
Yes.
But I still may not like it, even if that's my friend, because I'm just like,
she don't have no clothes on.
I don't want it to come.
She damn near naked.
And it's less even about me. It's more about my wife. I don't want somebody to be like, I seen your husband in
name it. Ish Dre Smith. Ish Dre Smith. Ish Dre Smith like this photo. Like
I do it more for her than even for myself. And then like, me, like, what does that do? It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't, or it could, and not for you, but for the person receiving the like, for the person receiving the comment. They could think that means that you're flirting.
It's like Will Smith, the episode on Fresh Prince with Lorenz Tate. I notice you noticing me, and I want to put you on notice that I notice you too. Like that's what that is. That's what the like is, right?
That's what the like is.
But I find it interesting because, all right, I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate. All right, in this situation, one thing I'm learning in relationships is that adults don't like to be told what they cannot do.
Right.
So it's like if you tell somebody, I've had somebody play, and my wife has done this. I've probably done it to her. Somebody just take the opposite perspective because you're telling me I can't do something. And it's like, who you to tell them? What you mean? I can't. I can't do something.
I'm me.
Like, especially if it's something that's not like universally seen as wrong. It's like, it's your preference, but you telling me that something that I don't think is that big of a deal, I can't do.
Yeah.
What you mean I can't do? I can do what I want. Like, what you mean? You can't tell me it's not that big of a deal. So I can see somebody taking a opposing position if that's the case. Not saying that's just a situation, but I'm just saying that I've learned that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's important on how you communicate things in relationships in ways that somebody can receive it versus being combative. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Other thing with this is bruh's point that he's making is working against him at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned this in relationships. It's like, if it ain't that big of a deal, then why are you hanging on to this, bro?
Thank you. But about if it's not that serious, then why is it that serious? Why? I said it doesn't make me feel good, or I don't like it. So if it's not that deep, then what's up? Really, just because you don't want to be told what to do? Okay.
I mean, it could not be that serious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say let's go to a different. You know, I like to put something in an
In a
unbiased
different situation.
situation.
Yep.
We could say
Mm-hmm.
crack, cocaine, heroin. That's the heavy stuff. You don't want to get involved with that, right?
Right.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
But they always say that there's gateway drugs, right?
Sure.
And a lot of people put marijuana in the
Alcohol.
gateway,
Yep.
alcohol, like gateway stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of people who never go past the gate.
Right.
They just stay there
Mm-hmm.
and they cool
Mm-hmm.
and there's no issue.
Right.
This is kind of this situation, is that she's looking at it like, what does this mean for other stuff?
Right.
Mentally, he might be like, I'm just
at the gate.
rolling up a J. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to do the hard stuff.
Right.
And it's realistic that he might be there.
Sure.
But then we get into this conversation that a lot of the people who consume some of the grass say. You always ask them, can you quit?
Right.
Yeah, I don't need this. Like, I don't
Except
need-
they can't.
So obviously it is more
Sure.
to you than you making it seem.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not that big of a deal, like I don't need it. It's not that big of a deal. Like it's just I do this, whatever. Then you should be able to stop. If it's not that big of a deal,
Then just stop.
then just stop.
Yeah.
Because if it's not that big of a deal to you, but I'm telling you, it means a lot to me.
Sure.
It don't mean a lot to you. You say it don't mean nothing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what that mean? I just
Yeah.
like stuff, follow. It don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it means a lot to me.
Right.
Then you should be able to just let it go
Yeah.
and just be like, oh, okay, it means a lot to her.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop. Ain't that big of a deal to me.
Yeah.
But if you want to keep that
Mm-hmm.
over my feeling,
Mm-hmm.
the deep feeling, the expressive feeling that I have, then it must mean more to you than what you're making it seem.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it does in his situation. I want people to really understand, right? Committed relationships are agreements that come with terms,
Mhm.
specifics, understandings,
It's not boilerplate.
clauses. It is an agreement. And some of you all are in relationships where you haven't actually worked out those terms. And that's some of the problem.
Very true.
You don't start working out the terms until you're at the crossroad and you're like, damn, we never even talked about what we would do if we were in this situation. And certainly you can't plan for every single possibility. But moreover than anything, if we commit to one another, we decide that it's me and you, and it's you and me. I'm gonna go a step beyond what Dre said, and it is you can't do that. And I won't allow you to do that because we are committed to each other. And you may not like that framing, and I may not say it to you like that. You can't do that.
She said gloves off.
Yeah, but like, just like you would say to me, you can't do that. You can't stay at your homegirl's house at 3:00 in the morning. You can't work late 4 and 5 days a week when I'm expecting you to come home and eat dinner with me at 7:00. You can't post on Instagram bent over in a thong just because you got a nice butt and you just want to do that. There are rules and confines that we operate in, because otherwise, if not, then are we even in a partnership? Are we in a relationship? To me, we're not. If you could just kind of do what you want to do and I could just do what I want to do, I think there's obviously room, and there needs to be room for individuality. But if you decide to commit to someone, in many ways, you are committing to their rules, their terms, what they like and what they don't like. And if it's too many things that you don't agree with, then yeah, maybe that's not your person. But that is what it is. And I really just want us, when I say the gloves are off, I really want us to stop tiptoeing around certain things. Like, dog, we are together. How Dre is operating in his marriage is how a married man is supposed to operate when you are committed to a woman and you're using an app. Why would I sit here and tempt myself all day long?
And it's
Why
not
would I do that?
it's not even about how you feel. It's like if that person expressed that to you, even if you don't agree, it's like it's not that big of a deal. Like I learned that, like we talked about this in a previous episode. You get the most out of partnership when you lean completely into it. Like,
Yes, just a couple episodes ago we talked
yeah.
about this.
Like if you're playing games, you're not leaning all the way into it. Like I had to learn because I was that what I talked about earlier. Like you telling me what to do. I'm tracking all the stuff I gave up. So on this one, I'm gonna take a stand about something that I don't really care about, just to take a stand about it. Because the way you either approach me or the things I felt like I gave up previously or all these different things.
Yeah.
But it's like I started to realize like if you don't care about it, just let it go. Like because it's gonna end up coming around anyway. Typically when somebody wants you to stop doing something or communicate something, in their mind they feel like that's the rational thing to do, right? Sometimes in your mind you don't feel like it's a rational thing to do. So like for instance, if say this is my situation and my wife asked me to do this, I don't really think it's that big of a, I can care less about liking or anything. So I'll just be like, okay. But she feels like in her mind, maybe it's wrong.
Yeah.
I might look at her and be like, I don't want you wearing lace and all that stuff. In her mind, she like, there's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I think you shouldn't be showing all that, right? It goes back and forth on different things.
Yes.
It's like, so it's like, just like you going to have things, she's going to have things that you think aren't that big of a deal, but mean a lot to her. You going to come back and have things that you think are a big deal that she ain't going to think is that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And you going to want her to
adjust
and do what you say.
Acquiesce to your way. I think that that's okay. And I think that as long as it is communicated well with gentleness and kindness, using, framing it as an I, like, this makes me feel a way, I'm not accusing you of anything. I just know that like when you do that, it makes me feel something. It makes me feel like you're looking for attention. And I just don't want to feel like you're doing that. And I know you could tell me that that's not what you're doing, but how I process is when you do this thing, it makes me think that you're maybe thinking about doing that thing. You may not be, but you should be trying to serve one another. Again, a phrase that I've used on the pod before. Like we are together because we are here to really be with one another, but truly to serve one another. Like to make you happy and you're making me happy in the generic sense, right? Your happiness has to come from within, but in the generic sense, I'm here to add to your life. I'm here to make your life better and easier and support you and vice versa. So I just don't think that letting strangers, because really that's what we're talking about. The nice looking people on social media, whether it's women following good looking men or men following good looking women, or you following whatever your preference is, they're all strangers. You know what I'm saying? Like why are we letting this situation that should just easily be like, you cool, babe, no worries. Like again, when you're not around her, you can look at it all you like. And hopefully you're strong enough within yourself to have the discipline to not be tempted by what you keep looking at, which is why there's some men who don't watch porn once they get married and get in relationships because they feel like that's the temptation and what I see is too much for my mind. But if you can manage looking at the women, fine. She just basically saying she don't want you following them and she doesn't want you in their comments.
Yeah.
Just stop.
And I just want to make this point before we move to the last part about not name. So
yeah,
if you live in a house and that house has top-notch security, got a dog, got a sniper on the roof, bolted door, locks, everything like that, and you still scared in that house, then you paranoid and you got issues.
Insecurities.
That's insecurities.
Yeah.
If I'm in a relationship with somebody and you just not locking the door when you could easily lock the door, or you not closing the window when you could easily close the window, I'm not insecure in that.
You leaving us
open. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, such a good point.
It's like a lot of times people be like, oh, you insecure. No, I'm not insecure.
Somebody could come in here.
You doing stuff that's making our security it's leaving us open for attacks.
That's right.
It just lock the door. I ain't asked you to do just when you get in the house, Lock the
I
door.
did not ask you to go outside with the
I
gun.
didn't. I ain't asked for electric fence.
Nope.
I ain't asking for nothing crazy.
Nothing
But
crazy.
people try to gaslight you in those situations
Don't they?
and try to make you feel like you insecure.
What you want me to be in jail in this relationship?
I'm just going to delete that.
That's
I'm,
right.
I'm just.
I'm just number two. So the hell with my content creation business. So you don't support my dreams, which is what you're saying. And we laughing, but this really happens.
It is. People try to tell you insecure. And it's like, nah, insecure is like everything is secure. But even in the security, when it shows that things are secure,
Yeah.
I'm paranoid and acting
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But nah, you doing stuff that's like you just leaving the door open. You
Yeah,
just
you
like,
looking like a cheater online, but want me to not think you won. Okay, like that's crazy.
like that's not.
It don't work like that, boo. It doesn't work like that. And to your point, moving on to the next thing, which also
Probably
isn't
leads into this anyways.
not helping. This whole, he's a content creator and he has brand deals and brand events. And as you know, as I know, huge networking things. It's all about talking to the people in the room. And if you are going to bring your person, we just talked about this on our last episode, professing and calling them who they are is important. At least it's important to me. Do you think it's weird that he does it sometimes and not all the time? And if you think it's weird, what do you think that's about?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's there,
Yeah.
you introduce who she is as she is.
Yes.
But I also get in those settings, media, depending on where you at, sometimes it's easier to build connections when there's an illusion of singleness or illusion, I would say, of availability versus not. Right.
Okay.
And that's the thing is that you just have to have that conversation. Me and my wife have talked about it like before. Like she's like, oh no, like you go by yourself. I feel like that environment might work better for, if you were just by yourself or with one of your boys or with coworker who's a male or something like that. It's a little easier to navigate, work the room, have certain conversations depending on the environment versus like sometimes we're together. It's like that environment works better. And I can see the same for her. It's like if she's in a certain environment, like, oh nah, you go ahead, you do that. Bring one of your homegirls because you could probably work the room a little bit easier, better, especially if you're dealing with men. Like, and it's not saying like make yourself available. It's just kind of like you're trying to start initial conversations. You're trying to build a rapport with somebody. You're trying to have a conversation, and sometimes it can be an openness for some people if a husband isn't just like right behind you or like your wife isn't just like right there. There's different connections that you could build to where, because it's not that saying that people want to be with you, but there's a level of comfortability that happens when sometimes when somebody isn't like hovering over you because they don't want to disrespect your situation. So maybe having an extended conversation they might feel like it's inappropriate to have with you because your person's right there. So they're like, I don't want to come across as like I'm doing too much or like I'm excited, so it's just different. So I can see if that's the mindset, like in certain networking environments, I could work this room a little bit better if this illusion is here. But if she's there physically, then
I can't understand it.
You have to introduce who she is and as she is to you.
Absolutely. I think the only bail that I could shoot him if I was really trying to shoot him some bail is that sometimes those types of events, they're just busy, like you're meeting a lot of people. And especially if your person like pulls back or they withdraw, you think about like sometimes you walk up to one person, but then they're with somebody and then that person starts talking to somebody else. And then maybe your person starts talking to somebody else. And the moment to do that it could get lost. That's the only little teeny bit of bail that just sometimes those mixers are very mixy. It's a lot going on, or you went to the bar or something like that. And I just didn't get an opportunity. But hands down, if we are together and you do, and I'm like right there and you don't introduce me at all, like it's a problem. I'm not going to check you right then and there because I'm going to not embarrass you and at your job basically. But that's going to make me feel a way. It's going to make me feel like you're picking and choosing when you do that for some reason. To your point, giving off this illusion that I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an underrated thing in relationships that it's not talked about a lot, but it's something to navigate and figure out. It's like how to introduce, when to introduce. Ladies, give men grace a lot of times, because it is like something that I know we have to get used to in certain environments, because you go from girlfriend, single to girlfriend and girlfriend to fiance, and like you have to get used to it. But then also how you're doing it, you have to get used to too. Like, and then as the conversation grows, it's like, now if y'all start talking about the work that you do, how do you want me to explain what you do to other people versus how in my mind I might say it, right? Because you might feel like the way I explain it isn't representative of what you truly do, or you may have a full-time job that you hate, but you may have a side thing you love. If people ask like, what do you want me to say the side thing that you love, or do you want me to say what you actually do? You want me to say you're a social worker, or you want me to say that you have a branding business? Like, I don't like those conversations happen deeper you get into relationships, because you get into these environments where you're meeting other couples, you're meeting other people, and getting on the same page about how you're represented to the outside world is important. And it causes arguments, like how many kids, like all these different conversations that people ask you when you become a couple and you're together, how long, what y'all want to do when y'all get, like, all these things. It's just talk, make sure y'all on the same page, because it can lead to issues even beyond just the introduction. All the other questions that then come when people are conversing with you all.
Yes. I think that's really, really good advice, because that part of it, I can see how that could be dicey, especially if you're in the creative space. And we, people in creative spaces, we call ourselves lots of things. Multi-hyphenate is the default for me, honestly, because that way it's all encompassing. I don't, though, think that there should be that much struggle around saying this is my title name. Like, if we are in a relationship, but there's no ring, then I'm your girlfriend or boyfriend, lady or man, partners or significant other. Like, those words already all exist. If we engage, well, we're engaged. If we're married, I could see if maybe it's the week after the wedding and you just haven't ran wife enough times yet. So you might be like, this is my fiance, when you actually just got married a week ago. I got that, but
it's an issue, but not really, because it's still saying like
we together.
Yeah, we together.
Yes, but just being like, this Rhonda.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
But I would I'm less concerned about this one prior to the last episode, because she said he does do it at times, so I can throw a little grace in there. It's like, like you said, maybe it slips the mind sometimes, or maybe it's just not time, or it's just not top of mind. Because the things, especially when you feel like something's been happening a lot, and you're also there to support somebody doing something, where your mind is different from where their mind is, right? You notice them not introducing you maybe as something more than what they probably even notice, because their mind is like, this thing, that thing, or I need to do this, I need to meet that person, I need to, like, their mind is in a completely different place.
I swear. So a lot of the times I be so exhausted at the end of the night, like it's like Olympics. It's like a sport going to these types of events. So yeah, I mean, he just seems a little shaky. It just seems a little shaky. Y'all aren't seeing eye to eye, but the couple things you're not seeing eye to eye on are a little dicey for me. And I just think a man who's really focused on like commitment, true commitment, would be operating more like Dre, and pre-marriage, because this was not a unique thing to you being a husband.
No. And then you be direct questions, give direct answers. Even if you think it's an indirect answer, if you ask a direct question
and you get an indirect answer,
that's a direct answer at the same time.
No answer is still answer.
It is.
It's still an answer. So I'm sorry, sis. He's just interesting. He's just has some interesting behaviors in his content creation, but we hope we were able to help you. Give us an update. We appreciate it. We've been getting a couple updates.
We have been. We
appreciate it. Some of them aren't able to be shared because it would mess with their anonymity, but we appreciate the updates. If you want to write in, you know where to find us, relationshiprestored.com. Click the contact button and write into the show. Follow us on social media, all of them. We are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you can find us. We're there. We'll see you next time.
Peace.